running the point. He has a great assist to turnover ratio. He does a good job on the floor finding the open man. You look for three-point shots. They're a good three-point shooting team. They shoot 40% from three. So they got a lot of good players that have a good mix. They play in the game very well, and and they get this home game now. This is a big game for Rhode Island. They can stay undefeated in this game. It's an important game for the Friars too, John, because it's a road game. It's a true road game. And all the metrics today, you like to win a road game. And so this is a game you just have to drive down the 95 and come in here and hope you can get a road win.
First true road game of the year for the Friars after playing 3 in the Bahamas. That's all considered neutral court play. And, of course, the way the Friars played Tuesday night at the AMP against BYU, I think, you feel a little bit better at least going into a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, the style of play will be much different with Bryce Hopkins on the floor. And I always mention to you, John, how Coach Ingles likes to go small. You go small, but, Bryce Hopkins is 6'8", and he can play that center position. He's physically strong. He's a good rebounder, and he has great quickness. He has the quickness of a guard. So you get the rebound and push the ball up the floor. That kind of neutralizes the big guy for the oppositions, where what do? You play the big guy, you try to go at Bryce inside, but the teams rather take the three-point shot. So I think when Coach Ingles goes small, that's when the Friars are at their best. They won't stop with him at the small. They'll play him at the small forward here. But I think the style of play when Bryce is back, John, is much different than it was the first 8 games.
Well, Jaden told us on Kim's Coaches Show this week, Joe, and we heard a little bit after the game on Tuesday night that with Bryce back on the floor, he hadn't seen that much space in a game all season.
Yeah, because you got to worry about what he's doing, and that's the shooters step up big time in that. Jabri Abdul Rahim, he was wide open the whole night, and when he's wide open, he usually makes the shots, and he made a lot of three-pointers in that shot, and Jaden Pierre's going to get some open looks. And also, Bryce Hopkins, John, he can take the pressure off the guys in the backcourt. He can handle the ball. He can bring the ball down the floor and initiate the offense.
Right.
And you can get Pierre off the ball looking for open jump shots. So there's going to be a lot of open shots when Bryce Hopkins is on the floor.
And of course, you talked a little bit about URI and their 8-0 start. They've had 2 really good wins, I think, in the 8 that they've won, winning and beating the heck out of College of Charleston here at Keeney, but also winning against Yale this past week. Pretty good Yale team.
Yeah, Yale's pretty good. I watched that second half of that ball game, and the Rams shot the ball extremely well. David Green was shooting lights out. He's shooting 50% from three-point range. He's 21 of 42. And the amazing stat is, I just mentioned, they're 40% from three-point land on the season. So that's good shooting. When you get up in the 40s and three-point as a team, that's terrific shooting. So then the guy who makes that happen is similar to what Bryce Hopkins does for Providence to get guys open, is Sebastian Thomas. He's a good point guard. He spreads the floor. He can make an outside shot. He shoots 30% from 3, but he's more adept at finding his teammates and getting them the ball. He's the guy that gets a lot of assists in the ball game. He has 54 assists on his game right now, and he's one of the top guys in the country assists to turnover ratio. So he takes good care of the ball as well.
Yeah, I think that will be, first of all, it's interesting to note that Sebastian Thomas started his career at URI,
Right.
then went off to Albany for a couple of years, and then came back to school, which you never really see all that often, especially in this day and age of transfer portals and everything that's going on around here. But he went off and learned the game. He's really made his team at Rhode Island that much better, I think, this year.
Well, I just mentioned that to you, John. He grew up. His freshman year here, he took a lot of lumps, and they didn't win very many games. And
Right.
He went to Fairfield from there, and then he went up to Albany, as you mentioned. Now he's back at Rhode Island again, but he's a more mature guy now, and he runs the fast break. And when you have a good, solid point guard in college basketball or any sport, at any level, your team is usually better. And he has the experience now. Not only is he passing the ball to his teammates, finding open shooters, but he's also scoring the ball. So he makes everybody else better.
How does Providence get the win down on the in the foreign territory of Kingston today?
Well, they have to play the solid defense, John, the way they've been playing all year long. I don't think the URI Rams have seen the type of defense that the Friars play on the ball. They play tough man-to-man. They fight over the screens, and they can't turn the ball over. I mean, when the Friars don't turn the ball over, they usually win the game. When they have a high turnover number, they lose the game. And you got to keep this team off the boards. They're a terrific rebounding team, and off the foul line, John. They're number 1 in the country in free throws attempted. That's pretty damn good. So they get the ball to the basket, and they get themselves on the foul line. So the Friars have to stay out of foul trouble.
We'll talk about the matchup with the head coach of the Friars, Kim English, and he is coming up next. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. All right, we'll play it from here. Okay? Yeah, that's fine. You got it queued up, Matt? Okay. Just remember to pot us down. Yeah, you though, Sam, you just bring it back up from here, right? We'll pot our mics down and we'll pot the phone up. We'll just play it right off the phone. This is why we pay Matt Morrell the big bucks.
Matt's the man.
Welcome back to the Ryan Center in Kingston, Rhode Island. We're visiting with the head coach of the Friars, Kim English. I'm John Rooke. It's Providence and URI coming up in just a little bit. And, the first thing that we want to deal with, though, is the way that you guys bounced back from the trip this past Tuesday night against BYU. You seem to have it kind of moving on both ends of the floor, so I know you had to be pleased with the overall improvement.
Yeah, the guys, played well. They executed to, our standard on defense, pretty much everything until, finishing possessions with rebounds. And on offense, we were clean. Took care of the ball, got great shots, and shot the ball well.
I was just going to say, defense in particular, which kind of let you down a little bit in the Bahamas, came back with a vengeance against a team that's pretty athletic and pretty long.
Yeah, those sides of the ball are married. Felt like our defense, and Bahamas would have been fine if it wasn't for the turnovers in the first game and the missed layups in the second game. But we got better, from it. We're a defensive program, and we're always going to be able to hang our hats on that end of the floor.
You also get a little bit better by the return of number 23 out of the floor as well. I mean, having Bryce back seemed to open up so many different avenues for you.
Yeah, our team makes much more sense with Bryce on the court. Nate Thompson said it after the last game, and it did. He was unselfish. When he drew a crowd, he made the right passing plays. When there was an opportunity, he got to the rim. He got fouled. He rebounded. It was really good. But most importantly, just to see the kid back on the court after a long 11-month journey off of it from January 3rd till the other night.
It was a nice smile at the end of the game. I will give you that. I think everybody had to feel really good about him, and I know you did as well. Did he get through it okay?
Yeah, he did really well. I mean, he felt a little general soreness the next day. A lot of rehab, a lot of recovery. Again, give our medical team and staff and strength staff, Chase Campbell and Chris Hageman, a ton of credit for all they've done with Bryce on his journey. But couple days of practice, and he'll be ready to go today.
All right, what's key against Rhode Island today, especially rivalry game? You're playing on the road. The building will be full. It'll be noisy. What's really key for your guys today first?
Yeah, transition defense is important. And, again, that's directly related to what we do on offense. Our ball security and our shot quality, our shot selection. We got to get back. They're top 10 nationally in transition offense. Sebastian Thompson doing a great job spraying the ball around for assists. We want those guys to play against our half-court defense.
I was just going to mention Sebastian Thomas. Obviously, he's a Bishop Hendricken guy. He's back at URI after part of his college career. The games that I've seen play, and I know that you've watched a lot of tape on him as well, he makes that offense move.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's really good. He's been through the ropes in college basketball at URI, at Albany, and now he's back, and he's having a really good start to his season.
What problems does Javante Brown present in the middle?
His great size. He's an efficient finisher when he can catch the ball inside the charge circle. We got to do a really good job to keep him out of that charge circle and not allow him to get to his right hand. We can make him take shots outside of the charge circle, and we did the job.
All right. Good luck today, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Kim English, head coach at Providence College. Joe and I back with more on the Rhody Rams coming up in just a moment from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball. All right, baby. Way to get it. Way to do it.
Man, you know what you're doing.
I knew there was a reason we kept him around.
You guys are impressive.
What do you want to do for the matchup?
How about Sebastian Thomas against
Bensley?
Bensley? Two lefties going at it. Thomas is a key guy for them.
Yeah.
Man, Bonk is so big. He makes that hoop look like it's an 8-foot hoop. It's unbelievable. I watched him shoot threes, too. He's got a nice stroke. He can shoot it. I tell you, I bet you what, he has a big jump this summer. He could be a monster next year. Because he wants to be good.
Yep. John and Joe back inside the Ryan Center in Kingston. Providence and Rhode Island moments away here. Once again, the battle for bragging rights in the state of Rhode Island, with all due respect to Brown and Bryant, but this is where the state's attention on sports, especially college sports, really seems to focus every year.
So, by the way, I watched a great game last night. Brown beat Bryant at Bryant. I mean, That was a heck of a ball game. Nice three-pointer by the kid Lilly at the 2 seconds to go in the game. Mike Martin does a great job there, and Bryant does a super job there. But, this game here has always been a fun game, especially for the fans. The players, they get a piece of it. But, when you're playing at Providence, you're playing the Big East, you got a lot of rivalries now because you play everybody twice. So, everybody knows each other, and the games, the magnitude of the games, the intensity, every game is sold out in the dunk. You're right. They don't have that kind of, fan support down here, but they don't play everybody twice in their conference. But when you get to play Providence in this in-state rivalry, that's a big game for both teams, especially the fans. But the players, they don't really appreciate what the rivalry means. The fans have more fun with it than anybody.
Our Midland Roofing Protect This House matchup of the game. Probably got to start with the guards and Sebastian Thomas, right?
Yeah, I'm impressed with his improvement. He came in here as a freshman and couldn't play at all, and now he's really, really terrific out there. He does a good job of running the Rhodey offense. And you got Bensley Joseph transfer in from Miami, who's a Massachusetts kid. And those two lefties are going to match up against each other in the backcourt, so that should be a good matchup because, your point guards have to play well for you to win basketball games, and these two guys need to have a good game for their team to win.
Here's the question that I have for you. Do we see more ball pressure by the Friar defense, maybe even 94 feet in this one?
Yeah, you'll probably see Kim mix it up. But Thomas doesn't turn the ball over much. We already mentioned he has a great assist-to-turnover ratio, one of the tops in the country. So they don't turn the ball over a lot. But I think defensively, the Friars will put a lot more pressure on Rhodey than any other team they've played this year. So we'll see how Rhodey reacts to that.
Rhode Island is 7th in the nation in scoring offense. They're 7th in fast break points per game. They're 10th in the nation in field goal percentage. They're 20th in the nation in scoring margin. And they're 20th in the nation in three-point field goal percentage. So they're filling it up.
They certainly are. And they're number one in the country in free throws attempted. So they get to the foul line as well. They take threes. The Friars have taken probably 80 more threes than Rhode Island has taken this year, but they shoot it at a 40% clip. So when they're open, they knock them down. So the Friars are going to have to take away the three and make the big guy score inside.
It will definitely be on the defense, but then you can't forget about the offense as well, and that's the intrigue for this one here today. It's PC and URI. Once again, we're at the Ryan Center in Kingston, Rhode Island for the renewal of this one between the two schools. Joe and I will have the starting lineups and the tip-off from Rhodey coming up next from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball. We are live once again inside the Thomas Ryan Center on the campus of the University of Rhode Island for PCURI. 134th meeting all time between these two schools. The Friars lead the series, 77 wins to 56 for Rhody. Providence has won 8 of the last 10, including an 84-69 victory on the AMP floor last December the 2nd. Friars also won the last time they played here at the Ryan Center on December the 3rd of 2022. That was 88-74. The last time the Rams won was here at the Ryan Center in 2019, 75-61. So the Friars feel like they've got it rolling. The Rams feel like they owe PC a little something here this afternoon. And hi again, everyone. John Rooke along with Joe Hassett. Rhode Island is 8-0 to start the year. Best record they've had since the days of Frank Keeney. 77 years ago was their previous best start here. 8-0 coming off of a win over Yale 84-78 on Monday. And they beat Texas Arlington 83-78 last weekend to win the Jacksonville Classic in Florida. 3 starters and 6 players back for Archie Miller's team from last year, but 10 newcomers on this Rhode Island team overall. And so Archie Miller, the head coach, will line up his team this way as our starting lineups are presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island. David Green, 6'7" senior out of Apopka, Florida, transfer from Hofstra and Louisiana Tech, leading them at 17 points and 6 rebounds per game. Sebastian Thomas, the graduate from Bishop, 6'1" senior from Providence, and a transfer of the University of Albany. Well, Thomas at 16 points and 7.7 assists per game. That's 7th nationally in assists. Javante Brown in the middle, 7 foot, 255-pound redshirt junior out of Toronto. Transferred from Western Michigan, began his career at UConn at 11 points and 6 rebounds per game. Jamarcus Lawrence, 6'3" junior out of Plainfield, New Jersey. Transferred from Nebraska, who averaged nearly 7 points per game for the Cornhuskers a year ago, averaging 11 as a starter for the Rams this year. And Tyon Farrell, 6'6" freshman from Baltimore at 6.8 points per game. So it's Green, Thomas, Brown, Lawrence, and Farrell in the starting lineup for the Rams. For the Friars, in their second year under Tim English, yep, it's Bryce Hopkins gets the start, 6'7" senior from Oak Park, Illinois. Scored 16 points in his debut in the win over BYU on Tuesday. Jaden Pierre at the point guard, 6'2" junior from Elizabeth, New Jersey, at 13 points and 3 assists per game. Chris DeSanda from the middle, the 7-foot sophomore from France, at 5.5 points and 5 rebounds. Wesley Cardette, the 6'6" senior from Tallahassee, Florida, transferred from Chicago State at just under 10 points and 4.5 rebounds per game. And Bensley Joseph, the 6'2" senior from Arlington, Mass., the transfer from Miami, at 10.8 points per game and shooting 33% from 3. So Hopkins, Pierre, Esondico, Cardette, and Joseph for Kim English's Friars.
Well, that unit did pretty well in the last ball game. They beat a pretty good BYU team. I think BYU is going to have a good year this year. They got some talent on that team. The Friars led from start to finish in that game and took control late in the second half when they went with that small lineup. This ball game will be a great game for this Friar team to get a W on a road game, a real road game here, and Rhodey's playing good basketball.
Hey, let's mention it here. Rhode Island is 60 in the net coming into this game, 87 in the Ken Palm. Friars are still slightly behind them in both, realms, so this will be a very good win to get.
Well, with the Friars, what happened in the Bahamas, I mean, they have to start winning ball games. They had to get on a winning streak here to get back into the mix of things for the NCAA tournament. 68 teams, that's a lot of teams to get a chance to get in. So, they took their lumps down there, but Bryce Hopkins is back now. Hopefully he can continue building on what he did in the BYU game and making everybody better. And the guys on his team have to step up and stop making shots when he's on the floor.
This is the anniversary of the very first meeting ever between Providence and URI 104 years ago to the day, which was actually won by Rhode Island here on campus, 87-25. That was an exhibition game for the Friars where they had varsity basketball.
Well, it's a big anniversary day today. It's Pearl Harbor Day as well. And Larry Bird's birthday is today, too, John. So a lot of things going on.
It's all
today.
over the place today.
We're all over the lot.
Where do we start?
I don't know where we begin.
Well, we got a little, we got the full house as we expected here today. Student section behind both benches will be rabid, of course. The Friars are wearing the road black uniforms, white lettering, white numerals, and white trim on the all blacks out on the floor. Rhode Island wearing the home whites. They have dark blue numerals and lettering, and the Rhodey blue and lighter blue trim on the dark blue lettering and numerals, the all white uniforms for the Rams. The officiating crew today, Mike Roberts, Evan Burrows, and Mike Palau. They all do work in the Big East and in the Atlantic 10 as well. So that's the officiating crew here this afternoon. A noontime start. We'll find out if getting up early in the morning agrees with either side. Evan Burrows, the lead official, and we're ready to go. The opening tap is controlled by the Friars. They go basket to our right on the radio here in half number one, and we are underway in Kingston. Man-to-man defense for the Rams. High post for Isandiko. Outside the arc to the right side. Hands off to Pierre. Pushes left for Hopkins. Hopkins is going to drive inside on David Green. Up fakes, puts it up a little bit short. Tips up his own rebound. Grabs his own rebound. Throws it back out for Pierre in the middle of the floor. Pierre comes off a high screen. Goes to the left elbow. Isandiko. Hands off for Joseph. It curls around to the right. Drives down the lane. Steps back. Jumper up. Jumper off the rim. No good. Rebound tapped out. Isandiko had it, but finally tapped away by Lawrence.
Well, Friars had two good looks right there. Just couldn't finish it off.
Rams basket to our left here in the opening half. Friars open up man-to-man. Thomas has it on the point. Goes to the right side. It got tipped out of bounds by Pierre into the front Providence bench on the far side, and Rhodey will keep it. 19-14 in the first half. Just underway. No score. Rams will inbound. Farrell out front now for Lawrence. Thomas curls to the left. On the left wing for David Green, and Green is matched up with Hopkins. Driving to the right is Thomas. Throws up the left-handed jumper. Short. Loose ball taken by Pierre. Friars trying to break left to right. Joseph has it tipped away and stolen back by Thomas, who got on the passing lane. Gives it to Farrell, and he gets it tipped out of bounds, and it goes out off of Joseph, and it will be Rams basketball.
Well, it's a good idea out of Joseph there, but he's got to throw a bounce pass in traffic like that. You get the ball deflected away, and URI almost come on. You don't want to turn the ball over. We just mentioned that, John.
Inbounds comes on the left side for Green. Out front now for Farrell. Off the screen, Lawrence up with a jumper, scores.
Good shot there by Lawrence. Nice play there. Set the big high screen there. Comes off. He's wide open. Knocks down the jumper.
Marcus Lawrence, 11 points per game, shooting 46% from the floor. He gets the Rams off to the 2-0 lead. Out high is Pierre. Pierre works off a double screen to the left side. Passes right for Joseph. Near side for Hopkins. He's got an open look at three. It's off the back iron. And the rebound for Javante Brown. Now up the right side for Thomas. He pushes. Right wing. Farrell drives, elevates, scores.
Good move there by Farrell. He got to the basket. Friars worried about that three-point shot. And he get a little in front of himself, and he gets an easy layup.
One thing you'd like to avoid is not falling into a big hole like they did for the first two games down in the Bahamas. Top of the key, Hopkins comes right for Pierre, curls off the screen. At the foul line, gets closed out. On the right wing again for Hopkins. Hopkins now is going to drive on Green, works toward the post, kicks it back out. Pierre going to launch the three and hit it.
Good shot there by Pierre. They're worrying about Hopkins, and Hopkins hits a nice pass over to Pierre, knocks down that long three-pointer.
Jaden averages 45% from outside the arc. Gets the Friars on the board. Left side, Farrell turns around, jumper left of the free throw line, no good. Friars get the rebound with Joseph. Joseph pushes up the right side into the forecourt, gets to the top of the key, dribble penetration, bounces to Asandiko, gets closed off underneath by Brown. He goes up and under.
Nice
Great move by Asandiko as he double-faked him and scored.
That's the best move Asandiko has made since he's been a Friar.
Friars grab the lead at 5-4. Driving to the left side is now top of the key, Freeman. Gives it off left wing. Thomas gets off a left-handed three. It's no good. Long rebound taken in the middle of the lane by Pierre. Now Pierre moves it again left to right into the forecourt. Gets a high screen set by Asandiko. Works off of him. He gets clear for another three. That one's too strong. And the rebound for Green.
Green like to have Asandiko setting dreams for you for sure.
Green works to Thomas. Thomas jump pass to Lawrence. Now a high post for Green. They feed down low. And Asandiko steps in front of it for a steal. Got right in front of Brown. Now for Joseph in transition, weaving amongst the white jerseys. Backs it out. Asandiko is going to go for a deep three. Off the front of the rim. No good.
I don't like that shot. But he hasn't got a lot of touches in this game so far. But that's a deep one for the big fella.
Brown. Now to Green. Green drives on Hopkins. Gets into the paint. Step back jumper up. Foul line bounces. Comes out. And the rebound is taken by Wesley Cardette.
Asandiko doing a good job of keeping people off the boards too. He's using his big body there, boxing out.
Friars have the 5-4 lead, 16-18 to go in the opening half. Pierre has it out front, screen set by Hopkins, drives around, goes back to Hopkins, left wing for Cardette. Cardette's going to work on Farrell, goes right to the rim and slams it down.
Oh, they got Cardette involved. First time he got a touch, and just takes it down the lane there and slams it home.
I don't believe Farrell can guard Wesley Cardette. That might be a matchup the Friars have to take advantage of. Here is Thomas to the right wing toward the Friar bench, hands off, now up high for Green, swings it left for Farrell. Thomas now for Lawrence. Lawrence backs it out on Joseph, gets around him, drives to the right side, throws up the runner, off the rim, no good. Rebound for Javante, goes up inside. He got away with a travel. Nope, he did not. They'll call the travel.
Good job of boxing out inside. Friars keeping the Rams off the boards. The Friars getting what they want on the offensive end as well.
Timeout on the floor. Friars in control at least here early. Our score is 7-4 for Providence, 15:38 to go in the opening half. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
Friars 7-0 run. Yeah, they were down 4-0.
Right? That was a great move. Huh?
That's the best move I've ever seen him make.
Wow. That looked like O'Durham.
That was like Kevin McHale up and under.
Yep. Wow. Man, look at this. I tried to post the YouTube on Facebook, and it's still spinning. Yeah. We did get it out on Twitter, so there's a little bit of an audience there. Snack time? Well, those are toys. Yep. Providence College basketball is brought to you in part by Dave's Marketplace, where we have our first fresh take of the game, just like you can get at Dave's Marketplace. What do you think?
How about Asandiko, man, making that good move inside? That's the best move we've seen all year from him. If he can continue to do that, that'll be big time for the Friars.
Friars also have forced URI into 2 turnovers here in the early going. Friars have 1. Providence 3 for their first 8 from the floor. Rhode Island 2 for their first 7.
So Friars started out down 4-0 in the ball game, but had a good run. They had good looks, so they couldn't complain about the shot selection they were getting in the game.
7-0 is the Friar run over the last 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And Rhode has missed their last 4 shots in a row from the floor. So 15:38 to go here in the opening half. As we said,
I finally got my stat sheet down here, John. They got a shoehorned in here in the second row of press row here. Nice seat, though, but you can't get through anyway, you know?
That's the problem. So,
but you look at turnovers when I worked with the Friars, and, they had one turnover so far in that first time out, and that was Bensley Joseph picked up that one. But other than that, they've been making solid plays out on the floor. Didn't shoot the ball very well at 3 for 8, as you mentioned, John, but they're playing good defense and not allowing second shot opportunities for URI.
Rhodey's going to bring David Fuchs, the 6'9 sophomore from Vienna, Austria, and Jaden House, the 6'4 senior from Richmond, and the transfer from High Point into the game. So House is normally, he's considered a starter, but really there's 6 men off the bench to give them instant offense. He's averaging 13 points per game.
Yeah, he's a good shooter, too. They try to find him right away when they put him in the ball game and give him a little boost off the bench.
Friars with the ball, leading at 7-4. Pierre will bring it left to right into the forecourt, up the left sideline. Centers, hands off to Hopkins, hands off for Joseph. Now for Pierre, runs off the screen to the right side, rolls down to the elbow, goes cross court, comes back to Joseph, who gets dribble penetration down the lane, leans in, backs it up outside. It's saved by Hopkins. Cardette picks it up on the right side. Now for Pierre, who drives, goes to the rim. The ball got tipped in the lane and picked up.
Yeah, they got to throw bounce passes in the lane. I mean, you throw easy pass like that gets deflected.
Fuchs got it deflected, and then here's a steal back the other way by Cardette. He took it from House. He's 1-on-3, so he's going to pull up into the forecourt. He'll find Hopkins down low, and he stuffs it home.
Good job by Hopkins running the floor, and Cardette coming off with a good start right there. And that's a dunk early, and it's a nice steal there with an easy layup for Hopkins.
Friars take the lead at 9-4. 9 unanswered points here by the Friars. And to the right wing, Green. Top of the key, Thomas. Fuchs up on the high post. Fuchs hands off for Lawrence, who drives down the right, gets into the lane, gets closed off. Down low for Fuchs, up high, ball gets tipped into the backcourt. Hopkins dives to the floor, but coming up with it is Green, who penetrates, goes down the lane, runner up off the rim, no good, rebound to Sandico. Now for Cardette, left wing, Joseph gets into the lane, scoots all the way through outside the arc, and we'll find Pierre on the right sideline. Now he'll lob it to Hopkins in the post. He's got Thomas guarding him, backs his way down, kicks it out, left corner, Cardette wide open, short, can't hit it. And a rebound for Green.
Good ball movement, though. Fry's getting good looks. He just started to knock down some shots.
Thomas to Green on the top of the key. Picked up there by Hopkins. Hands off to Marcus Lawrence. Lawrence to Fuchs at the top of the key. They leave him alone for 3. He doesn't hit it. Asante again with a rebound. Rhode Island struggling, and they're going. Here's Hopkins behind the defense. Lays it up. Scores!
Good job by Pierre and Joseph finding Hopkins down the lane there. Hopkins doing a great job of getting the ball down the floor.
And Archie Miller calls timeout for Rhode Island. 13:47 to go in the opening half, and the Friars on an 11-0 run to have an 11-4 lead here over the Rams. 30-second timeout.
Well, you look at what the Friars are doing too, John. You know, I watched Pierre out there. He looks for Hopkins every possession, and Hopkins is trying to post up a couple times. Hop had Thomas on him on the post, but there was some help coming over, so he threw it to the opposite wing for an open look. But extra ball pass into Cardette in the corner. The Friars are moving the ball nicely. They're moving themselves. Nobody's standing around. They're getting good looks. They had that 11-0 run, but they could be a lot better the way they're moving the ball.
This 11-0 run over the last 4:09 of the half. And Rhode Island has now missed 6 shots in a row from the floor. Their scoring drought, 4:34.
Well, Rhode Island's just 2 for 9 from the floor. The Friars are 5 for 11 from the floor, and every shot has been a good look. I mean, the Friars doing a nice job of moving the ball in themselves. Cardette's come out and playing good basketball. And the big guy, Kreist, has had his best game so far as he gets a rest right now as Oswin comes in and checks and gives him a little blow.
Also, Jabri Abdur-Rahim checks in, and Corey Floyd checks in. And you've got Cam Estevez who checks in, the 6'3 sophomore from Harlem for the Rams.
Friars come out pressure now, full court press after that timeout.
Jaden House inbounds. And Lawrence will go up man-on-man on Jaden Pierre, right to left into the forecourt for Rhode Island, takes it toward the right sideline. Mid-court circle, hands off for Estevez in the right wing. High post, he finds Green. Green will hand off to House, circles to the left against Cardette. Comes off the screen, right elbow, throws up the floater, scores.
Yeah, they get off that screen there. Oswin's got to show a little bit. Put your hand up, make him see a hand in his face. Too easy that time.
So Jaden House stops the 11-0 Friar run. Oswin with it, loses the dribble, picks it up, now finds Pierre out near the center circle. Jaden works off a high screen, works to the right, going to alley-oop to Oswin, who comes down with it, goes up with it, missed the shot. How does that happen? He just had the yips right there.
Yeah, he did. Good. That was a good analogy.
Lawrence, top of the key, is going to go back door for Green. Green up fakes on Cardette, got it blocked. Green still has it, goes up, got it blocked again, and finally knocked to the floor.
I think Cardette's probably going to pick up that foul.
They're going to call it on 0.
No,
Yep, that's Cardette.
Oswin had another block there. If Cardette could have just backed off a little bit.
First foul on the Friars, and it will put David Green, Rhode Island's leading scorer, on the foul line for the first time this afternoon. 17.1 points per game, leading the Rams in scoring. 6 rebounds, leading the Rams on the boards, and shooting 87% for the line on the season for Rhode Island.
Yeah, almost automatic on the line for sure.
And he flops the first one in for his first point of the game. Rhody as a team is 72.3 from the line.
Well, this kid, too, Green shoots 50% from 3. I mean, that's good shooting.
And the lefty from Apopka, Florida, misses the second one, and it's Oswin with a rebound. So it's 11-7, though. Rhode Island has scored the last 3 points. Sebastian Thomas is back into the game here for the Rams. Pierre curls to the right, drives on Thomas, gets it blocked from behind by Fuchs off the glass.
Good block.
Rhody comes up with the ball with House on the left wing. House to the top of the key, pulls it out against Jabri, now drives left hand with the right hand from the left side. House puts it home. And 5 unanswered here for the Rams to pull back within 2. And a timeout for Kim English.
The team's he's talking to the officials right now, but a good play down there. That was a good block on the other end. And, when the Friars go to the bench with Oswin in the center, he's not as physical as Creased.
We'll take the timeout. 12:29 to go in the half, and the Rams come running back within a deuce from Learfield. This is Providence Fry basketball.
Section 213, vanilla hot pizza to the most superior smoking man, and section 213. Make sure to visit Twisted Pizza on Proud Partner of Rhode Island Athletics. Fans visit our concession stands located in the conferences, as well as in the north lobby for all of your favorite concession items. Movie kids meals are now just $10.
Well, we can put up, you want to use my hotspot and see if it's any better? All right. If you want to, just let me know. Yeah, it's taking forever to get stuff out of here. This reminds me of the Dunk Wi-Fi. Awful.
It's a relatively new building. It's not new anymore. This has been around a while, this building.
Okay. Providence College basketball is brought to you by Finetco, a family of lumberyards. John and Joe back at the Ryan Center in Kingston, and the Rams have scored 5 unanswered now after the Friars had an early 7-point lead. The pull within 2 at 11-9 with 12:29 to go in the opening half, and the Rams are putting it inside, really, for the most part.
Yeah, they're getting off that high screen, and Creased did a good job when he was in the ball game on that high screen, but Oswin is struggling a little bit, trying to figure it out whether to help out or stay on his man. And Rhode Island's getting to the basket coming off that high screen. So Oswin's got to be more of a presence inside with his shot blocking ability.
Drissa Triore, 6'8" redshirt junior from New York, and the transfer from St. John's has checked in for the Rams for the first time. Friars with the ball, and they bring a basket to our right. Left sideline bounces to Rich Barron, who's checked in. Now for Jabri, finds Corey Floyd between the circles, drive to the left on Joseph. Joseph now finds Jabri open for 3. Yes! Jabri Abdurrahim knocks down the 3 from the top of the key.
I like that Jabri for 3 you call, John. And then when he's wide open, he usually knocks it down.
Fuchs to House dribble penetration, throws it up wildly off the glass. It goes in, and he gets fouled on the play. He just threw up a prayer from inside the free throw line, and it bounced off the glass and goes in.
Well, good strong move right there. Created the contact. Once he heard the whistle, he threw it up off the glass and went in. But he initiated the contact on that one, and he put in the onus on the official, and he gets the shot.
Foul was called on Rich Barron, his first, team second. So House has 6 of the 11. Rhode Island points up on the board. We'll go to the line here. 82.9 from the line for Jaden House on the season.
Instant offense off the bench.
And his free throw here is good. So he's got 7 of the 12 Rhode Island points. And we got a 2-point game again at 14-12. 11:56 to go in the opening half. Joseph walks it into the forecourt. Picked up between the circles by Thomas. Comes right off of the screen. Top of the key for Oswin. Swings left for Floyd. Corey gets dribble penetration on House into the lane. Stops, looks, kicks the ball back outside for Barron. Barron gets to the foul line. Gives it back to Corey. Now Corey with Thomas guarding him. Screen is set. Cuts to the left side. Goes hard to the hoop. Turnaround high. Arcing jumper good.
Wow, that's a tough shot by Corey Floyd. Fuchs was right on his shooting hand. He still knocked it down.
Just inside the left elbow. Floyd gets his first basket of the game. Thomas comes off the screen. Goes around right. Flips it up underhanded. Won't get it, but draws a foul on the floor. As he came off the screen, it's called on Oswin.
They're calling that on the floor. Good job by Thomas. He's using that high screen. They know the Friars don't switch. So you have to fight over the top of the screen. Once he turns the corner, he has an eye. Either going to shoot the ball or try to pass it. Friars pushed him off to his right hand, too, as Thomas is a lefty.
First foul on Oswin, third team foul. And as Joe said, foul was called on the floor, so the Rams will inbound it. Baseline right of the basket with 22 to shoot. Thomas to Traore. Traore bounces up high now for House. House is guarded by Floyd, if you're interested in that matchup. Back to Thomas, who's going to work a little on Barron here. Cuts off a high screen, rolls left, throws up the runner, off the rim. Rebound taken by Oswin. He tips it to Joseph. Friars on the break. Joseph challenged inside on House. Scoops it up and scores.
Good job by Joseph. Using the offhand there with the right hand. Jumped into the shot blocker. Created the balance and gets it off the shot.
Bends his first basket, and the Friars back up by 6. Traore goes to the right side for Thomas. In front of the Friar bench, Bensley is there. Fuchs sets the screen, top of the key for Fuchs. Now hands off for House. Gets around Corey, throws up the runner, and an alley-oop to Fuchs, who slams it down.
Well, he got behind Oswin right there. He got caught in no man's land. Gets the dunk.
First basket for David Fuchs. 18-14. Friar lead is 4. Joseph hangs on the right side, rolls left off a high screen, looks for the pick and roll. It's not there. Kicks the ball back out to Jabri. Right wing for Barron. Barron thinks about that three on Traore. Spins on him. Goes hard. 1-on-2. Hands off to Oswin, who missed the dunk, but he got fouled on the arm.
Well, he was well above the rim. He just took too long to dunk it, John. He's got to get that one in there quickly. He hung around up in the sky there. Only he can do that, but he waited too long to dunk that thing, and that's why he picked up the foul.
Traore called for the foul on the elbow.
Good move by Barron there, too, on the spin move. He drew the defense. He'll pass over to Oswin. Oswin will figure out he's still a freshman, but that's a quick one to catch and dunk right away.
That's the first foul called on the Rams here in the ballgame as Oswin at the foul line misses the first free throw. He's 35.7 from the line, averaging 4.3 points per game.
35%. That's just ridiculous. He's got to stay in the gym after practice.
Especially if you're going to be in the game because you know you're going to get hammered.
I'd be embarrassed to shoot 35%.
Second shot by Oswin is good. He gets 1 of 2 for his first point. The Friar lead is 5 at 19-14. Javante Brown has come back into the game for the Rams as Thomas works low against Bensley Joseph. Talked about that matchup early in the pregame. Cross-court pass. Estevez, a deep three off the rim. No good. Corey with the rebound. Now Corey in transition up the floor, gets around, goes right to the rim, lays it up, and in and out. Oswin offensive rebound, goes back up and scores.
Good job. Nice move by Corey. Right, Corey Floyd getting to the basket there, and Oswin's waiting for it as his man went over to try to block the shot.
Long arms. Here is Thomas down the floor, drives to the right, dumps it off underneath. Bensley was underneath it and ripped it away from Brown. He's got the dribble up the floor. He finds Jabri on the left wing, who gets into the lane, and they call him for a travel.
Well, Bensley's passed to the wrong guy that time. He had Barron running the right lane there. Would have gotten a layup, but he tried to get it over to Jabri for the three and picked up the turnover.
Friars will bring Hopkins and Isandiko and who else back into the game?
That's it.
Just the two, and Pierre's back in. Third turnover there for the Rams, or for the Friars, rather. And so Rhode Island will have the ball here. 21-14 is the Friar lead. 9:21 to go in the opening half. House comes off the screen. Shake and bake, spin in the lane, lays it up, scores. What a move by Jaden House.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, he comes in looking for a shot right away. Nice move there.
He's got 9 of the 16 Rhode Island on the board. Rhodey back within 5. Hopkins off the top of the key, going to drive left, go hard to the hoop, lays it up, blocked by Brown from behind. It got tipped out of bounds off of Asandiko. Great block by Javante Brown on Bryce Hopkins.
That was. I mean, Bryce had his man beat. He went up there, but Brown, who's 7 feet, came in from the backside there and was able to block that shot.
And the Rams will bring David Green back into the game.
Friars have to find an answer for House.
Yep.
I mean, he's coming off that top screen and getting to the basket and getting scores.
His penetration is everything. So the Friars will guard in the backcourt. Thomas will bring it right to left into the forecourt. Pierre will pick him up as he gets across the mid-floor line in the center circle. 21-16 the score. Friars up by 5. Thomas, left side for House. He's going to work on Joseph this time. Comes off the screen, rolls to the right, throws up the runner. Off the rim, no. Asandiko high for the rebound.
He had Joseph on him that time.
Joseph brings the dribble up the right sideline. Now comes off a screen himself. Foul line jumper is up by Bentley, and he banks it in.
I think he banked that one in because Thomas was there on his shooting hand. He thought he was going to get the shot blocked, and he threw it up a little higher and knocks it in.
4 or 5 by Benz. And now it's a 7-point lead again, matching the largest edge of the half. The ball is tipped, and Pierre goes out of bounds with the ball. He dove for it. Joseph did, rather, and he tipped it off of House to the near sideline, out of bounds.
Great defense by Bensley. You know, Coach Inglis went with him because House was scoring a little bit too easy out there. He puts Bensley on him. Bensley's a pain in the neck defensively. He gets so low and he gets in your grill. And that one there, he gets the turnover.
3rd turnover. Actually, that's the 5th turnover of the half for the Rams. Friars have 3. And Providence also has 4 steals in this game. Hopkins, left sideline, high post to Asandiko, comes to the right sideline for Pierre. Pierre looks for a screen, now finds Cardette, who comes off the screen, gets to the left elbow, steps back, doesn't get a shot off, bounce pass to Asandiko, who muscles it up and scores over Brown.
The big fellow arriving in this game on the road.
Asandiko's got 4. On the sideline, here's Green with it outside the top of the key, going to drive on Hopkins into the paint, turns around with a fadeaway and scores.
That's a big hoop for Rhode Island. They were sputtering out there offensively. Nice shot by Green. That hit the fall away from the foul line.
Friars momentarily had a 9-point lead. It's back to 7. Providence has hit 6 of their last 8 from the floor, and the Friars are back on offense. Pierre, low screen, drives to the left, top of the key for Hopkins, leaves it there. Hopkins pushes it for Joseph. He gets off a deep 3. Good for Benz.
Good screen there by Hopkins. Bensley's having a good ball game right now, playing with a lot of confidence.
He's got 7 to lead the Friars in scoring, and they're up 10. Green, deep 3 right of the key over Cardette. He nails the first trade for the Rams.
Another big shot by Green, but hey, he's 50% from out there. You got to get up on him. You got to make him put the ball on the floor. You'll give up a 2 shot for him. You're not going to let him take 3s.
6 for David Green. It's 28-21. Under 7 to play in the half. Hopkins has it on the high post. Green picks him up, comes to the right side and threw it away. Stolen by Thomas, who anticipated it and throws it up wildly. Tried to get a foul and a free throw, but the foul is called on Pierre. That's his first, 4th on the team, and we have an official timeout. 6:43 remaining in the first half. It's Providence 28, Rhode Island 21 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball. And that was a lousy pass.
Yeah, I mean, they've had so many turnovers, like passing the ball on the top of the key to one another. It cost them the Oklahoma game. It's not open. Don't pass it.
Or at the very least, like you said, bounce pass, fella.
Yeah. 35% from the foul line. I mean, that's just embarrassing, man.
I don't know.
Well, you can do that against lousy teams. You have good teams like this, you got to play him right. You got to get more minutes. And they haven't seen defense like this yet. Rhode Island.
The Hot Potato Food Truck, a proud partner of PC Athletics. For next event, call the Hot Potato Food Truck at 401-919-3009.
Well, the hot potato right now is Bensley Joseph. He's coming out here playing great basketball, knocking down shots, playing good defense, and getting the offense flowing out there. Friars with those turnovers. They got 6 turnovers in the ball game, and they've led directly to either a foul shot or a score by Rhode Island. So Friars have to do a better job of not turning the ball over for sure. But Bensley having a good job so far. He's 3 for 4 from the floor, 1 for 1 from three-point range. He's the leading rebounder for the Friars from the point guard position, and he has 2 assists. He's a leading assist guy as well, so he's doing it all out there. Bryce Hopkins having some nice minutes. He's 2 for 5 from the floor, but he makes the game easy. I've said so much times with you, John. He makes the game easier for everybody else.
Tyon Farrell, the 6'6 freshman from Baltimore, back into the game for the Rams. Rhode Island with the ball. Friars leading by 7. They've had the lead up as high as 9 briefly in this one. Inbounds comes to Marcus Lawrence, who's also back in. Now Thomas bounces left for Green. Up high for Fuchs. Now to the right side for Farrell against Wesley Cardette. Lawrence drives left. Elbow jumper is up. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound for Hopkins.
Hopkins flying in from the baseline right there. Took that away from everybody.
Here's Pierre up the right sideline. High screen. They double out on Pierre, so he reverses. Comes back to Joseph. The sickle on the right side. Fuchs in front of him. He's going to put it on the floor. Muscles his way down. Turnaround jump shot off the rim. Skids off and picked up loosely there by Farrell.
Yeah, that's not a good shot there by the big fella. He can do better than that.
Green, top of the key. Finds Thomas in front of the Friar bench. Drives by Bensley. Goes off with the bank shot and gets a foul called on Joseph. He does a great job of just tossing it up at the glass, trying to pick up a foul.
Well, he creates the contact.
Yeah.
You know, he's going left, and Joseph pushed him to the right, and then when he stops, he jumps into the defender to pick up the foul. And the officials are going for it so far. And if you keep getting that call, you keep doing it.
First foul on Benz, and that is now 5 on the Friars. It'll put Sebastian Thomas at the line to score for the first time. He's 71.9 from the line on the season as he gets his first point of the ball game. 16.4 points per game. 7th nationally in assists at 7.7 dimes. He transferred from Albany last year as he hits both free throws. Started his career, of course, at Rhode Island after playing at Bishop Hendricken. And it's 28-23. Rams crept back within 5. We're under 6 to play on the half. High post is Sandico. Turns and looks, and we got a whistle.
Yeah, foul on Hopkins running through the lane there, picks up the foul.
And it's going to be on Green for holding him.
That's what you got to do. Play like Green, who's a good scorer. You got to go after him make him play defense. The Friars on they isolate Hopkins the first play of the game and haven't run that play since.
That's just the second foul called on Rhode Island here with 5:51 to go in the half. Getting a little home cooking. Inbounds lob out to Hopkins, left of the free throw line. Green is still there. He hands off to Joseph. Joseph drives to the right, goes hard to the rim, reverses, kicks it out. Hopkins got an open look at 3. Got it.
Good job there by Joseph. Finds Hopkins wide open from three-point range, knocks it down.
First made 3 in almost a year for Bryce Hopkins. Here's Green for 3 off the key. No good. Rebound chased down by Pierre. He's in transition with it, middle of the floor. He stops. He's going to pop for his own 3. He did not get it, but he got fouled. Green ran into him. And Jaden will get 3 free throws.
Not a good foul by Green, but Pierre is such a threat shooting the 3, John. You mentioned already he shoots 45% from beyond the arc. And Green tried to get out there. He got there too late. His momentum ran right into Pierre. Gets the 3 shots at the foul line.
So Green picks up his second foul, 3rd on the Rams. And 3 free throws here for Jaden, who leads the Friars at 80% from the foul line on the season. Providence as a team has slowly improved up to 67%.
Well, they need to improve a lot more, faster.
About 10 more points.
Not slowly.
And Pierre's free throw here is good. That's his first point of the game. He's got 2 more tries coming. Friars have hit 4 of their last 5 from the floor. So the offense is working well. They've got the lead up to 9. Second shot for Jaden. Rattles it home for 2. And 1 more try coming. As Traore checks in now for David Green, who goes to the bench for his second foul.
I like the substitution pattern that Coach Kim English was doing in this ball game. When he took out Bryce Hopkins and Pierre at one point, and the Friars extended the lead. got guys in the game who are doing a good job when Hopkins is out and Pierre is out there, 2 scorers.
And Jaden's third one, he missed it short as Jabri Abdur-Rahim checks Lee Cardette. So he gets 2 of 3, and the Friars have their first double-digit lead at 33-23, 5:14 to go in the half. Thomas has it, 1 foot in the midcourt circle. High screen set by Fuchs. Cuts to the right side of that to the elbow. Slides down the lane. Left-handed runner is up. No good. It's tipped underneath. It's taken by Fuchs in traffic. Back out to Lawrence. Takes the 3. Scoots over to the left. Fires the 3. It's in and out. Hopkins with a rebound.
Well, Hopkins way up there for that rebound.
Hopkins with the dribble and the drive. Crosses over. Drives on Fuchs. Goes to the rim. No. Rebound is Sandico. Had it. Loose on the floor. Ripped out of there by the Rams. And they give it up to Lawrence. Lawrence in transition to the right side between 2 black shirts. Hands off Traore for 3. Nope. Long rebound chased down by Hopkins. Hopkins into the forecourt right, cut off by Farrell. And he's going to slow it down. Back out to Jaden Pierre to set it up in the half-court O.
Good job by Hop. He could have taken it that time, but he backs it out, settled things down, run the half-court offense.
Hopkins comes out and sets the screen. Jaden works to the right, finds Hop, picks it left now for Joseph. Joseph works to the right, looks for the give and go, goes all the way down, gives it to Hopkins to the lane. He drives inside. No foul call. What do we have? A travel on a Sandico. Man!
Hops could have shot that one.
He should have.
He's been unselfish on that one. He puts it up off the glass. Probably has an easy basket, but Friars really getting what they want out there. Just the turnovers to hurt them a little bit here in the offensive end.
Friars have 5 turnovers. Rams also have 5 turnovers with 4:14 to go in the half. That's the first turnover in, 3 games for Sandico.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a good job, but he's been playing good basketball in this game. This is the best I've seen him play.
Rams with the ball. They've missed their last 5 shots in a row from the floor. Fuchs in the high post. Turns, looks left for Traore. Now on the left sideline. Thomas brings the dribble around to the center. Top of the key. Back to its Traore is going to fire off another 3. That's an air ball. Rebound right into the hands of Corey Floyd. Floyd works to the right side. High screen. They double out on that. Joseph, he finds Oswin underneath, who just came in on the last dead ball. Oswin on the left side. Going to work inside on Traore. He goes up with the left hand, left it short. Rebound poked out right to Corey. Now they find Joseph, who fakes, who drives behind the back with the dribble and pulls it outside the 3-point strike. Now Pierre waits for his screen. Oswin sets it, cuts to the left, now cuts around to the right. Fights through the screen, goes right to the rim.
Come
offensive
on,
foul.
That's a terrible call.
Boy, they get Oswin for it every time. Every time he sets the screen and moves, they whistle him.
Well, they were trying to set up an alley-oop that time, and Oswin just took off too soon. He made the screen, and then he pushed off to get out of there, but that's a tough one there. That's one like you can call holding in football all the time as well.
Second foul on Oswin, 6th team foul, and a timeout with 3:29 to go in the opening half. Providence 33, Rhode Island 23. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. We should be up 18.
I know. I mean, we're getting whatever we want.
We are getting whatever we want.
It reminds me of the first half of Oklahoma. We had wide open looks that whole we made 9 threes. Think about it, and I'm complaining. But we should have made 15. I mean, we were wide open all the whole first half.
Yeah. Hey, the last stream, Matt, on BYU, I noticed the morning after we had 750 views. Yeah. So pretty good.
750 views on what?
On YouTube.
Oh, really?
On Friars Vox, yeah.
After the game?
But that next morning, yeah.
Next morning, yeah.
Yep. We have roughly 20 or 25 at any given time live while we're doing it.
Yeah, wow.
But a lot of people were at the game. They want to hear how the call was, so they'll go to this right after the game. And on. Oh, good.
So we're not live on it now, right?
Yeah.
We are.
Wave.
Oh, so.
Yep.
Thank you.
Janney Montgomery Scott helps clients connect their life and their finances. Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
All right, stats here. Friars 13 for 26 from the floor. Good shooting so far. 4 for 8 from three-point range. 3 for 5 from the foul line. They have 18 rebounds, 3 of those offensive rebounds. 6 turnovers, though, but Rhode Island has 5 turnovers. They kind of negate each other. It's when the Friars get the turnovers, it's like you almost feel like they could score right before that turnover. Rhode Island, on the other hand, 9 for 26 from the floor, 1 for 8 from three-point range.
And they shoot 40% from 3 coming into this game.
Well, as mentioned to you before the game, this is probably the best defensive team Rhode Island has played so far in the Friars.
It is Sebastian Thomas with the ball into the forecourt, picked up in the mid-floor circle by Joseph, bounces left for Jaden House, who's back into the game. He's going to work on Corey Floyd, goes right off of the screen, right down the right side, lays it up and scores. He is a load.
They have no answer for House, but when he's that far away from the basket, I would go underneath the screen right there, and then you can beat him to that spot. He's just coming off that screen and turning the corner and get to the basket.
They're going to have to come up with a different strategy for House. He's got 11 of Rhode Island's 25. Driving right is Pierre. Alley-oop to Oswin, who slams it down.
That's what they were trying to set up, John, before that in the last play. And then Oswin picked up the foul, and the blocking foul was setting the screen, but they set that up nicely. And Oswin can fly when he gets those.
Big O has 5 in the half. Friars back up 10. Thomas between the circles, 2:40 to go before halftime. Jeb steps at Bensley, goes to the floor, and they're going to call a foul on the Friars because he fought through the screen, and so did Joseph. And that's 2 on Bensley, and that's 7 now on the Friars, and it puts the Rams into the bonus.
Too bad because they were taking them out there. As Barron comes, checks in for Joseph, and he picks up that second foul.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure out something else because Rams going over the top, or the Friars trying to fight through these screens. It's getting them in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, mix it up once in a while. Whoever's guarding the screener on that high screen, jump out and double team him and make him have to give it up.
Thomas misses the free throw, and Jabri gets the rebound. Ball don't lie. I like that.
Barkley lives forever.
Exactly. Top of the key, or up off the top of the key, as Pierre drives around to Sandico. 1-on-2, kicks the ball out to Corey, who fakes the 3. He drives to the left, gets cut off of the foul line by House. Backdoor for Pierre. Pierre then got it closed off. He finds Barron in the left corner, too strong. Rebound is tipped out right to Floyd. Hands off to Jabri, open for 3. Off the back iron again. Rebound is in the middle of the lane, taken by Thomas. Thomas in the middle, kicks it off left wing for House. Fakes, drives, gets in left, kicks it through in the right side in the corner for Farrell. Lawrence, Fuchs, top of the key. He'll drive, left corner. House, an open look at 3. Got it.
That's the wrong guy to keep open. Nice job there by Rhode Island, though, throwing the extra pass. They threw about 5 or 6 passes in that possession to get a good look from House.
House has 14, half of Rhode Island's 28 points. Back to a 7-point game with $1:35 to go before halftime. Left side, Floyd feeds to Sandico on the left post. Fuchs behind him. He's going to put the ball on the floor. He spins, jump hook, in and out. It won't stick. He can't finish it.
Well, that was a good move, too.
Great move. A spin move, but the ball just popped in and out. Archie Miller tells his team, all right, let's set it up. 1:15 to go, 7-point game here in the half. Thomas blows by Pierre, gets down the left side, gets in the lane, scoots through in the right, kicks the ball back out front for Lawrence. Lawrence drives on Barron, steps to the left, rolls down the left, give and go to Fuchs down low. Fuchs tries to go up and under and gets the shot up on Sandico, and he blocks the ball, but then it gets stolen from behind by Farrell. Now House drives down to the left end of the post. Under a minute to go. House keeps it on the left sideline, gets it out front now for Fuchs. Ball almost taken away by Corey. House drives to the right, cuts back to the left, going to fire off an off-balance 3. That's off the mark. And a rebound by Barron, saved on the floor by Sandico. He went to the floor and then lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, the Sandico, man, you got to just pick that ball up.
Come on, man.
He had a good rebound there, and he just hand the ball off. Sometimes he loses where he's at. I mean, you got guys hanging around you all the time. Get the rebound, squeeze it, and find your teammate. Good hustle by Rhode Island, though. I mean, they get the third shot opportunity now.
Devontae Brown back in for David Fuchs. Bryce Hopkins back in for Jabri. And Cardette back in for Floyd. Rhode Island's ball. They got a new 20 on the clock, 35.6 on the game clock. Inbound from the near side out to Lawrence. Between the circles, Thomas drives right for Farrell in front of the Friar bench. Farrell spins back to the outside, goes right down the right side, banks it up, won't get it. Rebound tip is no good. And finally, Sandico clears it. Friars can play for the final shot.
Good rebound there by Sandico. He challenged the first shot and was able to get his body in front of everybody and get the rebound.
So Pierre walks it into the forecourt, down to 12, down to 11, cuts to the left on the perimeter. Hopkins grabs it with 8, between the circles with 7, with 6. Hopkins starts his drive left, loses it, slips to the floor with 3, with 2, with 1, and a hold. called on Farrell with 1.7 on the clock. It will not be free throws because the Rams aren't even close to putting the Friars in the bonus.
That's a good foul there by Farrell, because that's
just their fourth foul.
They can foul again here at 1.7. Friars need to get a catch and shoot right here at 3-point range.
So set up a screen. Jabri's into the game. Barron is into the game. Hopkins will inbound from the near side. Forecourt to the right. Look for the inbounds pass. Got a break to the ball. And they find Jabri, who puts it on the floor and can't get the shot off. So a good job of defending that inbounds by Rhode Island, but it will be Providence taking a 7-point lead into the locker room at halftime at the Ryan Center in Kingston, 35-28.
You know, I just feel like the Friars could play better, too. I mean, they got whatever they wanted out there in the offensive end. The defense was pretty good for the most part, but Rhode Island hung close because they got on the offensive glass. Because the Friars, I thought, outplayed them in that first half.
Austin Rooke will update everything for us with some highlights and scores and games to play in college basketball. And yet again, another busy Saturday. Coming up in just a moment from Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
All right. Sam, you got me? All right. Well, let's do Hop and then and Joseph. So if you've got anything from, do you have that 3 from Bryce? Okay, and then what do you have from Bensley? Do you have? Okay. I mean, I can do the 3s. Do you happen to have that bank shot from Joseph? Okay. No, you're good. You're good. I'll take whatever you got from Bensley. So I'll go to Hop first, and then I'll do Bensley, and you can just play whatever you want coming out of the break. Yeah, that's fine. You can play whatever spot you want from anybody coming out of the break. Cool. Go right into the spot. Well, the Friars had an 11-0 run answering the first 4 points of the game from the Rhody Rams. They led 11-4. They led by as much as 10 in that first half on a couple of different occasions. But the Friars lead at 35-28 here at the breakdown on the campus of URI. Hi again, everyone. Austin Rooke with you here at halftime. The Friars were paced by the man you just heard from, Mr. Bryce Hopkins, and by Bensley Joseph in that first half. both with 7 points, but Bryce, he was nice in that first half. He really got the Friars going. They needed it on the road. Yeah, you just heard that one from Bensley Joseph. They're 3 of 4 from the field. And, between them, they're really pacing the Friars in this one when they need it on the road. And, Joseph got it done, as did Bryce in that first half. But, the Friars really sort of lamenting those missed opportunities that they could have had in that first half. Rhode finishes 2 from the last 12 from the field to end that first half, but the Friars go scoreless in the last 2:55. We'll take a trip around the Big East and across the country when we come back here at halftime from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball. Sam, that's my fault on that. I thought you were I thought you were playing something different coming back from half. So yeah, that works. It worked out. No worries. All right, so we got Brown and Bryant from yesterday. We got St. John's playing today. What else do we have? No. I'll mention the Pop Isaac stuff because Creighton's playing today at home against UNLV. Big Five, Temple and Nova. Butler plays at Houston tonight. Big day in the Big East. St. John's was down 10 at one point. They trailed by 4 at the half, and they're now up 9, outscoring K-State 24-11 in the second half. Sam, are you playing the disclaimer coming back? All right. God, that drum line is loud. Holy crap. URI, right? I'll write down the stat for you here in a second. But cool. Austin Rooke back here at halftime where the Friars hold a 35-28 lead over the rival Rhode Island Rams. A big day in the Big East Conference today. One game already going on, about 11 and a half minutes to go in the second half. It's the Louis Sweater tribute game at Carnica Arena in Queens. St. John's, the Big East Big 12 battle. They have a 59-50 lead over Kansas State at the moment. They trailed by as many as 10 in the first half. by 4 at the break, and they have ripped off a 24-11 start in the opening about eight or so minutes in that second half to lead by 9. Zuby Ejiofor already with a double-double for the Johnnies, 19 and 11 for St. John's. Elsewhere, Wisconsin and Marquette, the I-94 rivalry in the state of Wisconsin, that will take place at about 2:30 this afternoon Eastern time. Elsewhere in the conference, UNLV will play at Creighton. If you've been in the college basketball news landscape, some big news coming out of the Big East Conference with the Creighton Blue Jays. Star player Pop Isaacs will now be out for the season due to hip surgery. And that's after dropping, 27, 28 points that he had the other night against number 1 Kansas. Big 5 matchup as well in Philly, Temple, and Villanova, and a big one for the Butler Bulldogs. They will travel to Houston to face the Houston Cougars, currently at 17th in the country. Should mention as well, another Rhode Island rivalry took place in Smithfield last night with the Brown Bears getting a 1-point victory thanks to a 3-ball from Keno Lilly with 2 seconds left. The final, Brown 76, Bryant 75 on Friday night. 35-28 in the battle for supremacy here in the 401 between Providence and URI. Second half action coming up next from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
Wow. They're paying one of those guys $1.5 million to be there, too.
Well, 23 for the Wildcats.
Wow. There's a kid on Kansas State who was at Illinois last year. They're paying him big money.
Where did the scoreboard go? Holy crap. What is wrong with this place? No, Joe's got one here. That's
I
fine.
get it. Stats.
What is wrong with this place?
Well, we only come one every 2 years, so
Thank God.
it still looks good. They just need to boost their internet. They need, they're going to spend some money on that, I guess.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. All right, there we go. Can you boost the station any, Matt? Matt, can you boost the station any? That's great. Thank you. Yep. John Rooke and Joe Hassett back live inside the Ryan Center. A couple of minutes away from starting the second half. Friars leading the Rhode Island Rams 35-28 at the break. Friars are 4-1 on the season when they lead a game at halftime, and they're doing that despite that first half performance from Jaden House for Rhode Island. who had exactly half of their points, 14 of their 28. And the Rams, Joe, were just 5 for 24 from the floor without House.
Yeah, and he only played 11 minutes. He comes off the bench. I mean, he was their best player by far. Nobody else hit double figures for them. He was 6 for 8 from the floor, 1 for 2 from 3. Extremely efficient out there. The Friars had good balance. When you look at everybody, the Friars on the floor, everybody who played except for Rich Barron scored in the first half. So the Friars did a good job of distributing the ball, moving the ball around. But you feel like they should be up by 15 at this point because they had a lot of good looks at the basket where Rhode Island struggled shooting the ball.
Friars were led by Hopkins and Joseph with 7, as Austin mentioned just a little bit ago. House, of course, leading the Rams with 14. Friars shot 47% of the first half on 14 of 30. Rams were held at just 34% on 11 of 32. Came into the game at 51% shooting from the floor. That's 10th nationally in field goal shooting. Friar defense held them to 34.
Yeah, I mentioned that to you before the game, John. I felt like Rhode Island has that 8-0 record, but they really haven't played the type of team that plays the defense that the Friars play. Friars play good man-to-man defense. They did a good job in the first half. They still have another half to go to keep that defense strong because the Rhode Island team is explosive. They can get out and put 80 points on you in a hurry. You got to get up on the three-point shooters. But so far, the defense has been solid for the Friars, and they need to have an answer for House. Maybe a double-team House when he comes off that screen, jump him, make him give it up, and then get back to him and make somebody else beat you from the floor.
Friars were 4 of 10 from 3. Rams were held at just 2 for 10 from 3. And again, 20% coming into the game. They were just under 40% from 3, 20th nationally.
Yeah, I mean, they've had all good stats, and they go to the foul line a lot, too. They just went there 6 times. The Friars went there 5 times. Both teams missed 2 free throws. But you look at the turnovers, John. We mentioned that before the game with this Friar team. And, they had 7 turnovers in the first half. Not a lot, but, you didn't get beat by those turnovers too badly. Rhode Island scored 6 points off their 7 turnovers. Rhode Island had 5 turnovers themselves, and Friars scored 4 points.
Rams with the ball. They're in the home whites. Friars in the road blacks. Rams have it. Basket to our right on the second half. Hand off to Thomas. Circles around the high screen. Goes up the runner at the rim and scores. That's his first field goal of the game.
Well, Friars tried to fight over the top of the screen there and got laid in. Good turn of the corner there by Thomas.
That fighting over the top defense sometimes is hard to watch. High post with it is Hopkins. Friars basket to the left. He's going to drive to the left on Green. Works into the lane with a post-up move, up and under, scoops it up, can't get it. It goes out of bounds. It is off of Rhode Island, and the Friars will keep it with 11 to shoot.
Friars started that play to stop the ball game, too. Get Hopkins isolated out top. Green did a good job defensively on that one.
So they'll inbound it baseline to the left of the basket. Joseph inbounds to Hopkins outside the free throw line. He's going to drive right on Green, down into the post, muscles up, got bumped and fouled. And that's 3 on David Green.
Good job. Tim Mingles trying to get Green out of the game. 50% shooter from three-point range, 87 from the foul line. And he's isolated on Hopkins. They take him twice, and Hopkins finally gets to the line. Green was talking to him a little bit about that first play, but Hopkins didn't say anything. He just got to the basket, got the contact, gets to the line for 2.
So Bryce, who hit 10 of 12 from the line in the win over BYU, bounces the first one twice and comes out. He was at 83% before he missed that one. They got one more coming here to try to get the Friars on the board here in the second half. Right with the student section behind him, going crazy. Second shot is no good. He missed them both. That won't work. And Rhode Island with the ball, and now only down by 5. Handoff for Lawrence. High post. He'll find Brown. Gives it back to Thomas. Thomas scoots off the left wing for Farrell. Now back to Thomas again. Thomas jab steps on Asandiko, curls to the right, lays it up high off the glass, won't get it. Rebound is tapped out, taken by Green on the left wing. Now back to the right side for Lawrence. No look underneath for Brown. Put it up, got fouled by Jaden.
Well, Friars come out this half flat. URI's moving the ball in themselves, getting some good looks right here. Pick up a cheap one there by Jaden.
That's 6 offensive rebounds now for the Rams. And Pierre picks up his second personal.
Brown only played the big center for only played 8 minutes in that first half. The Friars went small. He didn't have him in the ball game a lot, but he's a presence inside, especially defensively at that 7 feet.
Averaging 11 points per game. He did not score in that first half for the Rams. And the free throw here bounces and comes out on the season. 60% for Javonte Brown. Troyore will come into the game now, replacing Green, who goes to the bench with that third foul.
Yeah, that's a loss for Rhode Island because Green gives them a lot on offense. When the Friars were making a big run that first half, he knocked down a couple of shots.
Second shot is good. That's the first point for Javante. And he makes it a 4-point game, 35-31. And we played a minute deep into the second half. Pierre into the forecourt. High screen set by Asandiko. Now gives it back to Hopkins. Works to the right side on his bench now for Bensley. Bensley starts left, cuts back to the right, curls down to the basket. Traore is there to meet him. He's in the right corner. He fires the three, and he hits it.
Boy, Bensley having a good ball game, man. Playing smooth out there. Very confident, knocking down shots.
10 for Bensley Joseph to lead the Friars. Back up by 7. On top of the key, Brown gives it back out to Thomas. Thomas pulls it out in the center circle. Joseph going to guard him. He's going to work to the right side. Hands up for Lawrence. On the high post for Brown. Gives an underhand to Thomas. Curls around the screen. Slides down the left side. Fadeaway jumper up and in.
And Thomas playing a little better basketball right now. Looking for a shot a little bit. Coming around that screen, getting those open looks.
He's got 6. 4 of it has come here in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. 38-33. Friar lead cut to 5. Pierre works to the left on the sideline. Cardette sets the screen. Now gives it back to West. West one dribble. Goes to Joseph between the circles. Joseph slowly works to the right side. Shot clock down to 9 on the right wing for Hopkins. Now back up to Joseph. Fakes the 3. Gets right down the lane. Dumps it off to Asandiko in the post. Out to Pierre. He'll get off the 3. Short. Rebound chased down by Pierre. Goes down underneath and tries to loop it around with a reverse, but got fouled on the floor first.
Well, that time the Friars got lucky to get that shot off. You know, they took a lot of time to get into their offensive set on the first shot clock there, but they're able to get the offensive rebound now to get a fresh 20.
Foul on Thomas, his first, team's second. 20 on the clock. Friars will inbound it, baseline to the left of the basket. Joseph will lob it out to Pierre. Works off the circle to the right side. Curls to the right elbow. Now back to Joseph. Catch and shoot 3. Short. And the rebound tipped and controlled by Traore. Thomas now brings it into the forecourt. Off the high screen. Thomas drives on Hopkins. Jump pass to Farrell, who drives the baseline. Wraparound pass to Brown. Knocked out of his hands and stolen. Pierre comes up with a loose ball. Jaden pushes up the right sideline. Finds Bryce down in the post, who slips. Kicks the ball back out front for Jaden. Now comes left for Joseph. Joseph uses the screen, cuts to the right, dumps it off for Asandiko, comes down with the ball, got it knocked out of his hands and stolen. Up the floor for Thomas. Thomas stops for 3. Hits no. Rebound Traore. The offensive glass loose, and he got bumped.
So you can't throw to Asandiko on a pick and roll with somebody back there. Good things just don't happen because he can't finish at the rim unless he gathers himself, and that's just too long. Guys are able to get in there and slap the ball away.
He picks up the foul. Asandiko's first. That's the second on the team. They will inbound the ball here. That was a non-shooting foul.
Oswin checks in for Asandiko now.
So Asandiko's going to have to battle with Javante Brown. Let's see what the Rams decide to do here. Inbounds for Lawrence. They lob it to Brown on the right sideline. Back out front for Farrell. Farrell bounces to Lawrence. Again, he'll penetrate on Hopkins. Lawrence looks for the screen. Cuts to the right. Gets down to the right baseline. Jumper up. Too strong. Rebound tipped. Loose. Saved. Out of bounds. Nope. Traore touched it last. Providence ball.
Good defense by Bryce Hopkins right there. He's playing Lawrence, who's got quickness and playing the backcourt, and he stayed right with him and bothered the shot there. Almost an air ball.
Friars need some offense, though. Have only scored 3 in the opening 3.5 minutes. Hopkins comes left for Cardette. Cardette uses him as a screener. Pushes out to Joseph. Joseph goes left off the screen. Jump pass left side for Cardette. Doesn't get an open alley on the baseline. Pulls the dribble back out. Now got to work his way into the paint. He gives it to Oswin. It goes up with the left hand. Jump hook. Missing everything.
They had a nice alley-oop for Oswin if they wanted to throw that one last time.
Thomas streaks into the forecourt. High layup off the glass and in. And Sebastian Thomas is trying to single-handedly bring his team back into the game, and Tim English calls a timeout.
Yeah, you got to pick him up sooner. He's going to push the ball down the floor. He played a little tentative in the first half, and now he's getting the ball down the floor.
16-11 to go, and the Rams are back within 3 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
Yeah, we
stop throwing the ball into the post.
Yeah, I mean, we're just letting them hang around here. I mean, you get what you want out there. You get into the offense quicker and start making some shots. I wouldn't throw to Sandigo, even if he has to have a layup.
Never.
Before I give him the ball.
Never. Nope. He should be getting his offense off the offensive glass, period.
So somebody's stepping up offensively here in the second half, where House did it all in the first half, and Thomas now is doing a good job of looking for a shot.
The New England laborers are training the workforce of today that will build tomorrow. With state-of-the-art training academies throughout New England, you'll be equipped with the construction skills, knowledge, and experience to start your career and a better tomorrow. LIUNA. Feel the power. Sebastian Thomas has scored 6 of the 7 Rhode Island points here in the opening 3 minutes and 49 seconds of the second half. They've outscored the Friars 7-3.
Yeah, he's come out with a sense of urgency here in the second half. The first half, there's really nobody offensively had to worry about with Rhode Island except for House. And Thomas has come out here looking for his shot coming off that screen. He was looking to pass a little bit more in the first half, but in the second half now, though, he's looking to score. And they need him to do that. So the Friars have to pick him up quickly. He likes to get the ball out of the net or on the rebound and push the ball up the floor, so you got to pick him up soon.
Fuchs checks in for Rhode Island. Friars with the ball. Lead has been cut to 3. They had it at 7 at halftime, led by as much as 10 in the first half. Bensley Joseph toward the right sideline. Oswin sets the screen. Back left for Hopkins. Feed back door for Oswin, and he can't handle it out of bounds. What are they doing?
Well, they keep throwing it into a big guy who just can't catch the ball.
Can't handle the ball. My goodness.
I mean, all he had to do was catch it. He had a dunk. There was nobody there.
All right, now we have an official's timeout as we're under 16 to play. So we'll take the official timeout, 15:57 to go, but the Friars just committed their 9th turnover of the ball game, and now it's becoming a factor. The lead is 3. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
Man alive, they set that up perfectly.
Come on, guys, what the hell?
Well, to get better, you got to play them. You just got to, hopefully the light bulb comes on and they figure it out soon. But what happens is if I play with guys like that, I don't give them the ball anymore. And then it affects everything else that's going on. You're running your offense. You're getting guys open to where they're supposed to be. And then you say, I can't throw them that. I got to look for my shot.
Exactly. Jesus.
But they'll get better. The more minutes he plays. Anyway, Osmond's just a freshman. And he's going to be good. Some guys just develop faster than others, and you just have to be patient. Yeah, he should have come out next year. He's reclassified, so he'd be good. Then you got Mila. Mila's the same way. Mila's got a lot of talent.
He's coming in right now, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw him checking in.
Pearl Harbor Day. That guy was at Pearl Harbor.
That's very cool. Milton Cat, your Caterpillar equipment dealer for the Northeast, is a proud sponsor of Providence College Athletics. Sean and Joe back here at the Ryan Center, where a World War II Pearl Harbor veteran is being applauded here by a standing ovation from the 7,000 plus here inside the Ryan Center. That's very cool.
That's amazing. I mean, there's not many left from Pearl Harbor, that's for sure. And he looks good out there, too.
Well, the Friars have 9 turnovers in this game. 3 of them have come from the Fire bigs who are having a hard time holding it down low, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the Friars are doing a good job executing their offense. They're just not finishing at the rim. The big guys are catching and not able to finish it off. And they're letting Rhode Island hang around here. You feel like the Friars should be up 10, 12, 15 points in this ball game, but they're just not finishing at the rim. And when they get a good look, they're missing it. So and then they get the turnover on top of it. So they got to tighten it up on the turnover side and start making some shots.
Rams have 6 turnovers conversely. Jaden House into the game for the first time here in the second half. And Rhodey with the ball, they can tie this score with a 3. Sebastian Thomas brings it left to right into the forecourt, takes the right side and flips it off underhand to Lawrence. Fuchs on the high post, now hands off for Thomas. Thomas gets dribble penetration down the left side and stolen. Picked up by the Friars. Pierre knocked back to Joseph. Joseph bounce pass, finds Oswin, and he has it tripped out of bounds by Lawrence.
He's just passing to the wrong guys.
The problem
Pierre,
is, though, there's no recognition.
He had Pierre on the right-hand side. He could have given it to for a layup.
They're not recognizing it. They're just not.
I mean, Oswin was right there for a dunk, but he couldn't handle the ball.
Inbounds will come from Joseph on the baseline. Lobs it out to Hopkins. Outside the foul line, he's going to try to shake off Traore. Now Joseph comes off the screen. He's going to attack House down low. Turns around with a jumper and scores from 8.
Boy, Joseph's having a good ball game there. Nice move, patient out there. Gets a little fall away.
He's got 12, all 5 here in the second half. The Friars have scored. Lawrence comes off the screen, foul line. Alley-oop, Fuchs, nope. Foul is called underneath. He gets bumped to the floor. It's called on Oswin, who picks up his 3rd personal. And they'll have Fuchs earn it from the free throw line.
Well, good execution there by Rhode Island. They come over that top screen there at the foul line. They know the Friars are chasing around, and they turn the corner and throw a little alley-oop, and the defender comes over to stop the ball.
So David Fuchs, 62% from the foul line of the season, averaging 5.4 points, 6.6 boards. Gets his first free throws of the day, and it's short on the first one. Isandiko checks in. And Dave Fuchs has one more try.
Well, you see Coach Inglis go with the 2 big 7-footers here till maybe about the 11, 12-minute mark and then go small with Bryce.
Second one's no good, and that one got tipped in by Traore over Hopkins.
So Hopkins didn't box him out well enough, and he tipped it right in. That's a
huge mistake. First basket for Traore, and he pulls the Rams back within 3. Jabri in the game, has it on the left wing, bounces out front, and finds Joseph. Joseph starts to the right, now gives it back to Jabri coming off the screen. High post for Isandiko, handed back for Jabri. Works to the left on the sideline for Hopkins. Now Hopkins crossover on Traore. Wants to spin in the lane, leans inside, and scores easily.
Yeah, that's Bryce Hopkins at his best right there.
Nice spin on Traore. Here comes Lawrence. Ball gets knocked away by Hopkins from behind. Picked up by Pierre, who drives behind the back. Going up with it is Hopkins, and he gets slammed to the floor.
Hit in the face. They're going to have to go check that one. We'll look at that one for sure.
And Hopkins is slow to get up off the floor, but he's helped up. Looks like he's okay. Boy, did he get hammered on that one. What a dime from Pierre. Behind his back, he had it, but he just got wrecked to the floor. And they are going to check it.
I saw the replay on it. It looked like it was a basketball play. They tried to go for the ball. It just happened to hit Hopkins in the face, but a good defense right there. The Friars got back that time when Rhode Island was pushed the ball up the floor, and then to get back, get a steal, and get on the break.
Fuchs that got him?
I think of Lawrence or Fuchs.
So Traore was called with a foul, but let's see if it is a flagrant. Second personal on Traore, and that'll be the 3rd on the Rams here in the half. So 14:34 to go. And the Friar lead right now is 5, pending what the call is by the officials, who now are meeting right at mid-floor away from the scoring table.
It's a regular foul. That's what I thought.
Common foul.
I saw the replay afterwards, and it just didn't look like there was nothing. I mean, guys were losing their balance, and they just went for the ball. And Hopkins lost his balance, obviously, going up for the shot, and he ended up on the floor.
So it's a common foul. It'll put Hopkins at the line shooting 2.
Well, Hopper's over 2 there in the second half there, but you just feel like the Friars are due to start busting out here at some point. I mean, they need another run going out there. They seem to get to what they want. Rhode Island hanging tough, though. Rhode Island's not shooting the ball very well, but they're staying in the ball game.
Friars, Joe, just 3 for 7 from the free throw line in this ball game. So some of the early season foul line woes are starting to be a problem here, unless Hopkins can bang a couple home here. First shot by Bryce is good.
Well, it's good to see that first one go down. Now takes a little pressure off. The next one you knock down, nothing but net.
10 for Hopkins in the ball game. 1 for 3 from the line. Second shot, foul line to our left, is on the way, and he gets it. Puts the Friars back up by 7 at 44-37. Pressure in the backcourt by the Friars. House looks for the inbounds pass as they guard away from it. The inbound lob it over the head. Thomas chases it down. He finds Fuchs behind the D. Blocked by Asandiko, but he fouls him.
That's a good foul. You know, Fuchs went up with a dunk, but that's a good foul. Put Fuchs on the line. He's only 60% from the foul line. Don't give him the dunk there.
Second foul on Asandiko. And Fuchs, who just missed 2 from the line, will have a chance now at 2 more.
So Friars went out with the all-out full-court press there, John, trying to get a turnover. And Hopkins fell down, so they're able to throw it over the top to Thomas, who has that good speed, and he gets his teammate open on the other end. But good job by Asandiko getting back and hustling on defense and picks up the foul there, but Fuchs makes the first free throw.
So that one rattles and stays. He's averaged just under 8 points and 6.5 rebounds per game a year ago for the Rams. And the second one is short, and Asandiko grabs the rebound. So it's a 6-point Friar lead. Providence will take it right to left into the forecourt. 14:22 to play. Pierre near the midcourt circle. Works on Sebastian Thomas with a bounce pass to Hopkins. Turns and faces David Green, who's back into the game with 3 fouls. Drives right by him, goes over the right hand, puts it up, missed the shot. Going to fake, try to go back up again, and score on the layup.
Yeah, well, Green can't guard him, that's for sure. He's got the 3 fouls, so he has to back off him. Hopkins knows it. Fry's going to keep going at Green, I'm sure.
13 for Hopkins in the game. Back up by 8 are the Friars. Bounce pass Thomas. Left for House. He's guarded by Joseph. He spins away to the right side, gets into the lane, muscles it up off the rim, got his own tip. No good. Didn't go. Jabri with a rebound in the backcourt for Pierre. Now Pierre finds Joseph. Thought about the deep 3, penetrates, gets down into the lane, puts it up and got it rejected out of bounds. No! Saved by House on the baseline.
Good block by Fuchs right there.
Check that. Green saved it. Now finds House. He feeds the post to Fuchs. Back out front. House has it. Picked up by Jaden. Goes inside. Kicks it through. Thomas for 3. Right corner. Got it. He has been the offense in the second half. He's got 9.
Looks like a foul on
Here in the half. Are they going to call a foul?
Yeah, they're going to get a foul
on the block out under the basket,
yeah,
or on the shot?
Somebody ended up on the floor. Nothing on the shot. I think it was on the rebound.
They're going to call the 3, and then the foul is called on Bensley Joseph.
Trying to box out Fuchs, I think.
So Joseph has picked up his 3rd foul. And that'll be 5 on the Friars here in the half, and Rhode Island's going to get the ball. They'll inbound at baseline left of the basket. They're back within 5, and they've got the ball. That's a big turn of events. Inbounds comes out to Estevez, who just checked back in. Now back up for Thomas. High screen, rolls to the right, gets down the lane, tries to float it, and does so with Fuchs for the jam.
See, that's a good play. That's a 5-point swing right there for Rhode Island. It looked like the Friars were trying to get control of the game, but
they had it up to 8. Now it's back down to 3 as we dip under 13 to play. Pierre comes off a high screen, rolls to the right, gets into the lane on Thomas, turns around, and Fuchs knocks it away and comes up with a steal. Rams get the steal. They could tie it on a 3. Estevez has it. Now for Thomas on the left side toward his bench. Pierre tries to fight through that. Thomas pulls it out in the mid-floor circle. Bounces left for Estevez. Estevez is guarded there by Jabri. Rolls off of the screen. Kicks to the foul line. Spins around. Finds Fuchs at the foul line. Hands off for House. House gets in the lane. Bounces for Fuchs. Goes up and scores.
Boy, they're doing a good job on that pick and roll right now. Rhode Island, they're fired up, and Kim English wants a timeout.
7-0 Ram run. And the Friar defense has no clue how to guard the pick and roll. Kim English calls a time with 12:21 to go. And Rhode Island's back within 46-45. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. Jesus. Guard a pick and roll, guys.
I hate when guys go bananas and go into the crowd and point to themselves and pounding their chest.
The scoreboard's gone down. Or at least mine has. There it goes. Yep.
They should have the NBA rule on that. If there's a foul like that, just give them a free throw, instead of a possession.
For water, fire, or mold damage, you can call Rhode Island Restoration, 401-414-1111. Rhode Island's top choice for property damage cleanup and repair. Emergency service available 24/7. That little 5-point turnaround, 5-point play that Rhodey got after the made three and then the foul off the ball, and then they scored 2 more after that. It's completely turned the tempo of this game in Rhode Island's favor.
Yeah, I mean, Friars were up 8, looking good, playing good defense, and big 3-pointer by Thomas in the corner, and then the foul underneath by Bensley Joseph. And that just swung all the momentum, and Rhode Island's back in the game here now. It looked like the Friars were going to make a spurt and pull away. I felt like Friars had control of the game, and now they're back in the battle up by 1.
This is how you learn. This is how good teams get to be better teams when you face a little adversity and try to overcome it. Friars with the ball. They had a 7-point lead at halftime. It's been cut to 1. Pierre brings the ball into the fourth court. Met by Sebastian Thomas across the timeline. High post to Sandico. Sandico turns. Left-handed dribble on Fuchs. Hands off to Corey Floyd, who's checked in for the first time in the half. Floyd pulls it out. Guarded by House. Now on the left sideline for Pierre. He shakes off Thomas. Goes right to the rim. Scores off the glass.
Good move there by Jaden Pierre, taking it right at Thomas.
First basket of the second half for Jaden. He's got 7. Stops a little of that momentum. Green comes right for Thomas. Now high post. Fuchs. Left side for House. No, that's Estevez. Estevez works off, leans inside, back to House. Now for Fuchs. Back to House again. He'll drive down in the post. Big jump hop. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be Providence ball. I thought Corey tossed it last, but
knocked it off his foot. They're going to come in and talk about it now, discuss it. Now they're going to get back to
they're going to return it. Yeah, so Rhode Island's going to keep it. That's the right call. Jabri Abdur-Rahim checks in for Corey Floyd. Bensley Joseph back in. Now they're going to reverse it.
They gave it back to him.
They gave it back to him. Friars tried to take the ball inbounds, and Evan Burrows almost gave him the ball.
Well, make sure you got your man now. Everything's just a little discombobulated here. You don't want to give up an easy shot off the out-of-bounds play.
12 on the shot clock for the Rams. Thomas, right side of the baseline, lobs it to the sideline for Fuchs. Kicks it back out for Green. Green with Rich Barron on him. Now up high for House. Back to Estevez. Estevez will drive on Jabri. Spins at the foul line. Fadeaway jumper up. No good. Long rebound. Chased down by Green. Goes back up with the follow. Can't get that. And finally they clear it.
Well, Friars had 4 guys in the paint. Nobody could get that rebound, but got lucky, fortunate on that one.
Joseph, top of the key, left alone for 3.
No
Short, long rebound for Thomas. He starts the break up the left sideline. Streaking down the floor, finds Estevez, who gets caught and kicks the ball back out front for House. House leaves it for Thomas, who circles back to the center. Standing right near the mid-floor line. Bensley Joseph about 7 feet away in front of it. Friars have stayed man the whole way. Bounce pass to House. House, Cardette guarding him. Starts left, cuts to the right, down the lane. Leans up off the glass, no good. Rebound on the floor. Cardette gets tied up with Fuchs. They're going to call a held ball. The arrow belongs to the Friars.
But I tell you what, Fuchs is doing a good job on the boards in this game. He's come in for the big fella there, and he's done a nice job in that paint, but nice job there by Cardette to get over the back there and wrestle that rebound and get a jump ball.
Fuchs leads the Rams, 6.7 boards per game. And he's doing that coming off the bench. Friars with the ball, 10:40 to play, and they've got a 3-point lead. Joseph, left sideline. Cardette up front for Sandico. He'll take the dribble right for Joseph. Touches back to Cardette. He's going to slash to the right on Green. Gets down into the post. Up fakes, high off the glass, and spins off his fingers off the glass, and Rhode Island gets the rebound.
I don't know what he's rushing for.
Slipped.
He's got a guy with 3 fouls on him. He's not going to be aggressive on the defense.
Estevez drives right, crosses inside, tries to go up and under on Sandico, and he swats it out of bounds. block shot. Rhodey keeps it with 19 to shoot.
Right, Estevez plays with a lot of confidence. He gets the ball out there on the wing. He's trying to beat his man to the basket or get a jump shot every time.
6'3" soft from Harlem. Inbound Thomas into the left corner for Green. Green back up to Estevez. He'll work on Jabri outside the three-point stripe. House has it up high on Joseph. He'll back it out. Wants to go on Joseph. He drives by him to the left. Down the lane. Got it blocked by Asandiko. Gets his own shot back with 3 to shoot. Fades, looks, bounces up. Green. Blocked again by the Friars.
Asandiko doing a great job on the back of that defense.
Left side. Joseph thought about the three out to Barron. Barron pulls the dribble out on the three-point line. And now we'll set it up and hand off to Bensley.
What a block by Asandiko. That was terrific.
Bensley wants a screen. Works slowly to the left. Cuts back out to the middle with 10 to shoot.
Taking too long.
Now he works left, splits 2 defenders. He drives, and a foul on the floor. He got, I think, fortunate with that one.
Guys just standing around there in the half-court offense there.
That's House with the foul. His first, and that is 4 on the Rams here in the half. Marcus Lawrence back in. Javonte Brown back in for the Rams. Friars will inbound. They'll get a fresh 20 on the shot clock. And they'll go baseline right of the basket. Leading at 48-45 with 9:32 to play. Joseph looks for the inbounds. Jabri catch and shoot for 3. Too strong. Follows his own rebound, but Estevez takes it away.
Well, that's a good look by Jabri. Normally makes that shot.
Here comes Thomas. Steps back. 3 right wing. We're tied.
Good shot there by Thomas. He drew deep. Barron off the ball there. Hits the fall away. Nice shot.
He's got 12 in the half, and he is on fire. Sebastian Thomas has tied the score for the first time since early in the ball game. Cardette comes off the screen left, works in on Javonte Brown, gets into the lane, tries to muscle his way up, and a foul is called on Brown.
Good job by Cardette that time, feeling the defense, keeping his dribble alive in the paint, and creates the contact on Brown and gets himself to the line for 2.
First foul on Javonte. That is now 5 on the Rams.
I was just wondering when Coach Ingles was going back to Hopkins, Pierre, and Floyd. You got 9 minutes to go now. You're probably going to see that smaller lineup.
They're getting ready to come back into the game. Cardette, 58% on the season, misses the free throw. Well, your best players just have to hit. And Bensley comes up to him, gives him a little pep talk on that one. Friars make the changes back into the game. And Cardette, one more try at the foul line. Hop will come into the game if he hits it, and he does. That's the 3rd point of the game for Cardette. He comes out. Hopkins back in, and it's now a 1-point Providence lead. And so the Rams now with the possession can take the lead for the first time since the first 3-pointer made in the game, right? Or 3-2, whatever it was. Into the forecourt is David Green. Top of the key to the right side for Thomas. Thomas starts now on the high post for Brown. Estevez has it. Almost got it poked away by Joseph. He curls around that screen, goes down the lane, kicks the ball back outside for Lawrence. Lawrence going to drive on Pierre. Big jump hop into the lane. Turn around fadeaway. Got it.
What a shot by Lawrence. That's a tough shot right there. Defense was pretty good.
First lead since 4-3. And the Rams are up 50-49 with 8.5 to play. Up high with it is Hopkins. Hopkins hands off to Pierre on the right side, uses him as a screener. Now bounce pass to Hopkins again. He's going to drive on Green, who has 3 fouls, works into the post, kicks the ball out, lost the ball, tipped away, it got stolen. Rams pick it up with Thomas. Underhands to Green, who gets off a 3. No, long rebound taken by Estevez. Long shots, long rebound. Thomas holds it and takes a little air out of the ball from the left sideline and walks it back out to the center of the forecourt. 10 to shoot, under 8 to play. Bounces high for Lawrence. Lawrence guarded by Corey Floyd, spins to the right side, works his way to the foul line, leans in, and got a foul. Got a foul. With the shot clock down to 2.
Well, they're figuring out that defense up there. They're trying to turn the corner there, and they get the defensive player on their hip, and then they just probe it into the paint.
First foul on Corey Floyd. That's 6 on the Friars. And we got an officials timeout, 7:50 to go, and the Rams have charged back. The Friars have not scored a field goal in the last 4+ minutes. And Rhodey leads by 1 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
So I was saying to you, man, they let them hang around for too long, and you're up 8. Up 9.
They got
and
nobody to
should
blame
put
but
'em away.
themselves.
Keep throwing to
Jesus.
the big guys who can't catch.
Throwing the ball into the paint. SeatGeek is now the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Providence Friars, and whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, so Friar fans can fan. Rhode Island has 13 offensive rebounds, and it's helped them into a 1-point lead here with 7:50 to go.
Yeah, they've been grinding it out here in the second half. Friars come out offensively in the second half. Not very good. They're just 5 for 14 at 35%, 1 for 5 from three-point range, and 3 for 6 from the foul line. Those are not good numbers. That's not the kind of numbers the Friars had in the last ball game against BRU. Friars are 19 for 44 overall at 43%, 5 for 15 from three-point range, and just 6 for 11 from the foul line. The Rams, the second half, 9 for 21. Good shooting, 2 for 4 from 3. Overall, they're 37%.
So the Rams will bring the ball back in play here with 20 to shoot. And a 1-point lead as Thomas looks for the inbound for the baseline left of the basket into the left corner for Thomas, for Lawrence. Now hands off to Brown, who gives it back to Thomas. And now Bryce is going to try Sebastian Thomas defensively. Gets down the lane to the right side. Lost the ball and it's picked up by Thomas. Or rather for Hopkins up the floor. And crossover step by Bensley, who missed it. But there's Corey to put the rebound in and score.
Corey looked like I was on a trampoline on that one. He was way above the rim to tip that one in.
Friars grab the lead on Corey Floyd's second basket of the game. Up back by 1. Green has it up high. Will drive on Hopkins down to the post. Got it blocked and fouled by Asandiko.
Oh, Green's left-handed. You got to take that away to let him get to his strong hand there. Sandigo's doing a good job in the back of that defense, though. That one there, he picked up the foul trying to block the shot.
So third personal on Priest. That's 7 on the team. The roadie goes into the bonus here with 7:20 to go, but it'll be a two-shot shooting foul for David Green.
He's 87%.
He was 1 for 2 from the line in the first half, had 6 points at halftime. And he makes it 7, his first point of the second half here, to tie the score at 51.
If I was Kim English right now, I run a play for Bryce Hopkins at the top.
Right at Green.
I'm guarding him and get him to the basket, maybe pick up that fourth foul. If you get him out of the ball game, that would be a big plus for Providence.
Green with the lefty at the line, fires away, got it. And Rhode Island back up by 1.
Now they're going to take Green out right now.
That's smart. Smart sub there by Archie Miller.
Well, you know, you have a lead right now. You see if you can get some minutes out of it, not to get him pick up his fourth foul.
Well, the Friars trying to retake the lead as Pierre brings it right to left into the forecourt, heads to the right side with the dribble in front of his bench. Now uses a high screen, pushes left for Joseph off the top, jab steps at Lawrence, drives by him down the lane, kicks the ball out for Hopkins, fakes the pass, goes right to the rim, goes up for the tomahawk and gets nailed to the floor by Traore.
Bryce was way up there on that one. Good execution right there. The Friars had that one set up nicely. They should run that play a little more often.
Well, he wanted to dish it out, but then the lane was wide open, so he took it. And we've got Jamarcus Lawrence, who's down on his knees in the lane to our left. So he must have taken one of the chops as well on that drive. Hopkins is fine. He'll shoot 2 free throws on the third foul on Traore, 16 fouls on the Rams. Maybe he got nailed in the netherworld.
Well, there was a lot of bodies moving around on that one.
Because he's rolled over on his stomach. Now he's rolled over on his back.
Who picked up the foul on Hopkins there? Was it Triori?
It was on Triori, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that's number 10 on the floor.
Yeah,
though.
that's Lawrence. I think he got nailed in the, you know what?
Okay.
Because the way he's walking off the floor. You know that feeling.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
Taking a few shots there before, for sure.
Yeah, anybody who's played this game has. All right, so Hop will step to the line here, and he has hit 2 of 4 from the foul line. That's 6.5, 13 game. And give his team the lead again if he can hit the line. And the free throw by Hopkins rattles in and out. Friars just 6 for 12 from the free throw line in this game.
It's just mind-boggling to me. There's nobody on you. You only have to make 2 in a row.
David Green comes right back in. And David Fuchs also back in for the Rams here with 7:01 on the clock.
That becomes a psychological thing. Now everybody who goes to the line thinking, now I have to make this because we're not shooting the ball very well.
This fall as we dip under 7 minutes to play. Thomas dribbles right, hands off for Estevez. Top of the key now for Fuchs. Fuchs hands off back to Thomas, gets away, drives down the lane. Alley-oop. Ball goes in off of the glass anyway as Fuchs tipped it and lost the handle. He'll get credit for the deuce.
Yeah, he lost the handle on that one and just tipped it in. That was a mistake, but it went in.
He's got 7.5, 9 in the game for David Fuchs to give Rhode Island a 2-point lead. Right elbow is Sandico. Hands off for Joseph. Steps to the right. Now finds Hopkins, who's wide open for 3. No. Rebound in the flame. Corey had it. Tipped out of bounds. Touched by the Rams last, says the official.
He missed that one.
I think he did too.
We're going to change that.
They're going to change the call. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he missed that one.
He did.
But the official underneath saw it and called it for Rhode Island.
Yeah, but how does the official right behind the play miss that call? I mean, come on, really? So the Rams with the ball and a 2-point lead and 6:17 to go. Friars need to D up in a hurry. Here is Estevez, curls to the left. Fuchs on the high post. Wants to find Thomas, but Hopkins doing a great job of denying him the ball. Back to Estevez. He gets to the foul line. Stops. Turnaround jumper is short. Rebound comes down to Green. Green now goes up. Got it knocked away on the floor. Hopkins tips it. Keeps it alive. Steals the ball.
Play. Hopkins all over the place on the defensive end.
Bensley finds Pierre. Gets around Estevez. Goes right to the rim. Scores and fouled. Jaden Pierre takes it to the rim and puts it down. And the foul called on Cam Estevez.
You know, it's funny. I watch the coaches when they interact with officials, and Kim Mingler said to that official last time, that's 2 you called against us when you had the ball. We had the ball and you reversed the call. Pierre goes down the middle, looks wide open, and the whistle blows. And that same little makeup? I don't know.
And the free throw was good. Friars just can't guard it. He's got 14 second-half points. Driving to the right side is Benson here and shoot a 1-and-1.
You know, Kim Mingle. I mean, he plays the man-to-man, but he has different variations of man-to-man coming off that screen. It might be a time where you just mix it up a little bit, maybe a switch.
And Rhode Island grabs the rebound. That's going
to ball game.
They just won't get the foul called. Pierre and David Fuchs have been grabs the ball on the baseline. He gets into the lane, Drives with the right hand, blocked by Green, and the Rams take it away.
Good defense by Green right there as Hopkins didn't go for the pump fake. He tried to take it up strong, and Green makes a good defensive play.
Well, a 5-point lead in the last couple of minutes might be big for the Rams here. Thomas underhands to Farrell. Farrell lobs to Fuchs on the high post. Hands off for House, who drives, throws up the runner. He scores again. That weave is just killing the Friars.
They do the same play every time. The Friars have no answers on the defensive end.
Timeout, Kim English and the Friars. 4:25 left, and Rhode Island now has its largest lead of the game at 60-55. 4:25 to go. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
It blows me away sometimes how you keep running the same I mean, you can change. You can play zone a little bit. You can double
Change
team
up
the ball.
dang defense. What the hell are they doing up there?
I mean, Rhode Island's too comfortable right now. They know what they want to run, and they're running against the same stuff every time, and they're executing.
Crap.
They're making shots, though. They're making shots.
Hideous.
Well, there's plenty of time to go here. You got to get a score here, and then, the defense has to somehow just do a little tweak to it. Fighting over the top is just not working right now.
Yep.
You can't go underneath it, but you can switch.
Make your home project a slam dunk with floor and decor. Now open. Shop unmatched selection and get flooring, tile, and wood at unbeatable prices. John and Joe back at the Ryan Center. The Rams 6-4 all time against Providence here at the Ryan Center. Right now, the Rams, one of 9 teams in the country still unbeaten. And they're 4 minutes and 25 seconds away from staying unbeaten as they have a lead over Providence right now.
Well, the Rams are doing a good job of executing against this Friar defense. Friars try to play that tough man-to-man and fight over the top of screens, and the Rams have got a little wrinkle here where they don't. Once they get over the top of the screen, they reverse it and come back, and there's no help in the middle there. And whoever has the ball has been able to finish